How to get unsecured business line of credit. Call 888-653-0124 today or click the link in the description to learn more. With the economy still struggling, businesses need all the help they can get. One way to improve business operations is to increase their cash flow. This means having a line of credit to pay bills and other expenses. However, most small businesses don't know how to apply for a line of credit. That's where we come in. We provide unsecured business loans to small businesses. Our goal is to make getting a loan easier than ever. Here are some ways we do that. 1. We make applying for a loan quick and easy. All you need to do is fill out a form online. 2. We give you instant approval. There is no waiting period to find out if your application has been approved. 3. We give you flexible repayment options. You can repay your loan over time, or pay off your entire balance at once. 4. We offer competitive interest rates. 5. We work with banks, credit unions and other financial institutions. So you never have to worry about finding a lender who will accept your application. 6. We provide 24/7 customer service. If you have questions about your loan, you can contact us anytime. There are two main types of unsecured business lines. One type is called a revolving line of credit. With this type of loan, you pay back the money you borrow each month. Another type of unsecured business line is known as a term loan. With this type of line of credit, you borrow the money once, and then you repay the loan over time. You may also find a combination of both types of loans offered. For example, you might be able to apply for a revolving line of credit and then add additional funds later. If you think you might qualify for a business loan, please visit our website today. Getting an unsecured business loan. Unsecured loans are great because they're easy to obtain, flexible, and offer lower interest rates than secured loans. However, unsecured loans aren't always available to small businesses. Fortunately, there are ways to get an unsecured loan. The most common way is through a bank or credit union. Banks and credit unions often require collateral, such as real estate, to secure the loan, which makes them harder to access for many entrepreneurs. However, some banks and credit unions are willing to consider alternative forms of collateral, including personal assets, such as vehicles, boats, and jewelry. Get approved faster than ever. Business owners often need cash quickly, but banks aren't willing to give them unsecured loans. So where can they turn? They can apply for an unsecured business line of credit. These types of loans are available to businesses that qualify, and they're typically approved within 24 hours. Unsecured business lines of credit are usually offered by small community banks that understand the needs of small businesses. They offer flexible repayment options, including no interest for 6 months, and they work with you to set up a payment plan that fits your budget. Approval requirements. If you're looking for unsecured business line of credit, you need to meet certain requirements. The most important requirement is having a solid track record of paying back loans. If you've never borrowed money from a bank or another lender, it may be hard to convince them that you won't default on your loan payments. So, you'll need to prove that you're trustworthy. To show lenders that you're trustworthy, you should have at least 2 years of positive payment history. This means that you've paid off previous debts in full. Also, you'll need to provide proof that you have steady income. Lenders want to know that you can pay back the loan if necessary. They'll want to see your tax returns, W-2s, 1099s, or any other documents that show your current financial situation. Finally, you'll need to show lenders that you can afford the monthly payments. To demonstrate this, you'll need to submit copies of your last 3 months' worth of pay stubs. Once you've met these requirements, you'll be approved for unsecured business lines of credit. Loans based on equity. Equity loans are based on the value of your home, car, boat, etc. They're great because they allow you to borrow money against the equity in your assets. However, there are two problems with them. First, they require collateral. Second, they often come with prepayment penalties. Fortunately, there's another type of loan available called a line of credit. These loans are secured by your checking account balance. The advantage of this type of loan is that you don't need to put any collateral down. However, there are some downsides. First, these types of loans usually carry higher interest rates than traditional loans. Second, they typically only last 90 days. Third, they may not be approved if your credit score is too low. If you decide to apply for a line of credit, here are 3 things to keep in mind. 1. Make sure you understand the terms of the loan. 2. Be prepared to pay off the entire amount at once. 3. Don't use the loan for personal expenses. Business owners pay interest on the amount they use. If you're looking for a way to fund your business, consider getting a business line of credit. This type of loan allows you to borrow money against your future income. This means you pay interest only when you use the money. So, if you need $10,000 to purchase equipment, you pay no interest until you actually spend the money. Then, you pay interest at a rate determined by your lender. When you apply for a business line of credit, you must show proof of income. Your bank may require 2 years of tax returns, W-2s, 1099s, or other documents showing your current financial situation. Once approved, you can draw down the amount you need, usually within 30 days. The funds are yours to use however you wish. Once you repay the loan, you'll be free of any further obligations. There are many benefits to this type of financing. First, there are no fees associated with applying for a business line of credits. Second, you won't have to worry about paying back the loan because you'll be making payments based on your actual cash flow. Finally, you'll never have to worry about running out of money again. Banks offer loans to people who can pay back their debt. If you're looking for a way to finance your small business, you may be able to borrow money from a bank. Banks offer loans to people who can pay back their debt. To qualify for a loan, you must show that you have enough income to repay the loan plus interest. The amount of the loan depends on your credit history and ability to pay back the loan. When applying for a loan, banks usually require collateral, such as real estate, stocks, bonds, or equipment. They also ask for a personal guarantee from you, which means you promise to repay the loan if you don't pay back the principal plus interest. If you decide to apply for a loan, you should contact several banks to find out what types of loans they offer and what requirements they have. Commercial lines of credit versus bank accounts. Business owners often wonder whether they should use a bank account or a commercial line of credit to fund their business. There are pros and cons to each option. Here's a quick comparison between a commercial line of credit and a bank account. Pros of a commercial line of credit: easy access to funds when needed. No minimum balance required, flexible repayment options, can be used for any purpose, including business expenses. Cons of a commercial line of credits. Interest rates may be higher than those charged by banks. May require collateral. Repayment schedules may not suit your needs. If you're considering opening a business bank account, consider these additional benefits: low minimum deposit requirements, free checking accounts, online banking, ATM access, bill pay services, mobile banking. If you decide to open a business bank account, here are some things to keep in mind. Keep track of your transactions. Monitor your cash flow. Open multiple accounts at different banks. Avoid overdraft fees. When deciding whether to use a commercial line of credit or a bank account, ask yourself these questions. Do I need immediate access to funds? Am I willing to take out a loan? What are my payment options? Will I need to repay quickly? How flexible am I with my repayment schedule? If you're looking for a way to get unsecured business loans, contact us today. We offer fast approval and competitive interest rates. We look forward to helping you. Call 888-653-0124 today or click the link in the description to learn.